Well, doesn't that just suck? When I got my microphone connected and I don't put it in airplane mode, I get all kind of buzzing and everything. But we're back. It is illegal racing, not why legal. I know some of you guys, I know there's one guy in here, I probably should have looked up his name first, but he actually started his own channel because I was doing a bunch of stuff with my two-door. So big ups to him. Hope if I find his channel, I will find it. I'll put it in the description so you can check his stuff out because he has a pretty clean two-door as well. But here we go. Something that I've seen in a few different Cubs sub car communities, how they acknowledge each other, and something I learned when I was in Indiana, that if you're in a Jeep, it could be a regular Jeep, badass off-road Jeep. I don't know if this applies to Grand Cherokees or Trackhawks, because those are a little different. But if you're in the typical Jeep and you see another typical Jeep and you're driving, you're just cruising along, you're just driving, and you see one, you're like, oh, is that Jeep? You go like this. You just, you know, you do that kind of stuff. And they do it back. So that's like a Jeep thing. I don't know how it started. I don't know where it started. That's just what they do. And then I'm pretty sure if you're like me, you've been around the car world a little bit, and you see Miatas, and you see 240SXs. Sometimes when they drive past each other, they do the headlight flip. Or if you want to be cute and you wire them in individually, you can hit one headlight flip. So the car like winks at you. It's like, right? So yeah, that's that thing. If you're in a muscle car, but there's different lines. You know, if like when I was driving around in my buddy's Camaro, and he was in his Corvette, and it was a C7 Z06, and then it was me and another in a 6th gen Camaro, and another C6 Corvette just passes us, you know, because we're both gonna turn in. We're both right here in the center lane because we're gonna turn into a parking lot. Another random Corvette just passes us, and he's like, boom, boom. He drives past us, and you hand out the window, and we're like, hell yeah, you know, we do your thing. The one I was driving had a Vortec on it, so I was like, that was, you know, it's pretty cool. Yes, Scott, I know lifted your Camaro, so I don't care. I said it. So that's, you know, that's that. If you're in a Mustang and you rev out another Mustang, you just locked yourself into a race. If you're on the highway, now you just locked yourself into a 40 roll, 60 roll, whatever you want to do. You're in it. You know, sometimes if you see like some Mustang guys, like if they're in like a GT500 or some kind of like somewhat of like an edition Mustang, like if they're like, if I see a guy, like if I had mine and I saw a Roush RS3, I was like, ooh, boom, I give him a little rev. He give me a little rev because we're cool like that. But if you're like in the freaking subcategory of like the normal Mustangs and the normal Camaros or Challengers or whatever, and the kid is young and naive or whatever, you just locked yourself into a race. Or if you're in a Charger and you do that, now you better step away because the Chargers are the new kids on the block that are taking over the Mustang rep, and they are crashing, doing donuts, causing all kinds of havoc. You know, they pretty much made Atlanta what it is now, being that you can't do anything on the highway anymore because the majority of those people out there doing stuff were in Chargers and Challengers, mainly V6s. You know, but then again, that category will be a little different than if you see a Hellcat. Because if you see a Hellcat, if two Hellcats pass each other, all you gotta hear is that little whine. My throat kind of hurts because I can't do it right now. Whatever it is. So what I want to do is how to do it in the two-door Tahoe world. So how two-door Tahoes should acknowledge each other. We shouldn't high beam each other. We should not high beam each other. Because depending on what neighborhood you live in, it's a bad idea. Very bad idea. Especially at night, not a good thing. Don't do that. We're not two-door Tahoes. I mean, most of us out there, I mean, I'm not LS swapped right now. So it's not like I could rev out another two-door Tahoe and he's going to rev back. I mean, right now, what do you got? You're going to hear a bunch of fan noise and, you know, stuff like that. We're not going to hit the wipers. We're not going to... There's nothing like that you can do from far away. Muscle cars, loud. Miatas do the flip. Jeeps, you know, peace sign. But what I think we can do is we can add a little bit of freaking cholo spice into the mix, some cholo michelada mix into there, into the whole drink and everything. If you see one, you look at them, right? You're like, that's a two-door. Then you're gonna give them the typical cholo nod. What's up, fool? What's up, fool? Hey, fool, that's clean, fool. You know, you're gonna go like that. But then you got to make sure that he looks at you too. So you're gonna be hand out the window. So hand out the window. You can be like, what's up, fool? You know, you could get, if you want, if you think it's super clean, and you're like, yo, that's bad. Both hands. Fuck it, dude. Right? Just both hands out the window. Or, you know, just like this. Like, just like that. I think we can do that. I think it can go global. I think it can go intergalactic. I think it can even be a universal galactic species acknowledgement. You know, something like that. So with the Jeep guys, apparently the Jeep guys have a sticker of a peace sign that they put on the back of their rearview mirror. So I'm gonna keep doing videos on this because this is gonna happen and it's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna get a sticker of a little cholo dude, and he's gonna be like that, and I'm gonna put him on the back of the freaking rearview mirror, and that's how I'm gonna do that. So there's certain car things where they can get away with certain stuff like that, and I think in the two-door OBS world, whether it's a Yukon GT, two-door Tahoe, two-door Blazer, whatever else you want to call it, two-door GMT 400 SUV, sport wagon, whatever you want to call it, we can make this a thing. I think it could be a thing. It is going to be permanent. I'm going to do it to every other one that I see, because there was one that I saw and I was like, damn, how can I do this? And I was like freaking, I messed up. I did the peace sign. That was not the move. But he acknowledged it, and he saw that, yo, I was in another two-door, and he got excited. So other two-door Tahoes can spot out other two-door Tahoes, because if you're driving around in a two-door, it's not like you just found the thing, bought it, and now, you know, this is your car. Most people that have a two-door know they have a two-door Tahoe. And I'm gonna say it again, I freaking love the car, everyone around it. Just, it's a Tahoe coupe. How can you not like it? It's a two-door SUV. It's amazing. Look at all the room. Look, I got the back seat right here. Got stuff I could put in the trunk. This thing is amazing. I love this car. Even though my AC doesn't work and my blower motor just went out and I gotta fix this window still and my door handle still doesn't work. You know, little stuff along the way. But it's like lowriders. When a lowrider, you see another car that's on low, you're like, is that a real low? And you look at them, and then you reach for the switches, right? You reach for the switches, and then you like, oof, you do that number real quick. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you know, everybody in the car just fucking just doing that, just babies flying everywhere. And then if you give a little nudge, and you see the other car, you know, he's like, you just said what's up to each other. That's how they do it. So I think in the two-door world, whatever you are, like the dude I was saying, it was some white dude. Like imagine an old Asian lady just chilling in her car, and she's like, what's up? I'm like, boom, right there. Everyone's happy, everyone's cool. You can't be mad at not doing that. So I think we can make it a thing. I'm gonna make it a thing. I'm probably gonna make it a shirt. I've been talking about making shirts. I would like to make a shirt, so I'm probably gonna make a shirt. And I think it'll be pretty cool. You heard it here first. I'm the one that want to set this standard into the two-door Tahoe world of, you know, doing stuff like that. And yeah, I just like it. I like everyone around it, the groups, the people, the this and that. If you're lifted, lowered, swap, stock. I mean, there's like no hate anywhere. The only other car, like, group of people that I think are similar in the way that, like, they interact with each other, and it may sound a little weird if I make this comparison, would be the Mini Cooper crowd. Because the Mini Cooper crowd, and then probably a little bit of the Volkswagen world. Because in the Volkswagen world, for the most part, everybody's on that stance stuff. Some of the guys are in the go fast stuff, but most of the guys are chill. Like Fred from 1320 and another one of my buddies, Tom Jones, that I worked with at BMW. When you hang around them, you're like, you just get the chill out, kick back, crack open a beer, you know, on a Saturday afternoon, go fishing or something like that. Like, they're just in the super laid back vibe the whole time. That's what you get from the Volkswagen crowd. The Mini Cooper crowd, the reason why I make that comparison is because, just like I said with a two-door, if you're driving around in a two-door, you know you have a two-door. It's not like you just ended up with it. You know you have it. And with a Mini Cooper, they all know, hey, this is a Mini. This is not just any car. This is a Mini. So all the people that are around that car know, like, hey, you know, it's a Mini. Oh shit, it's a Mini. You know, you're all cool with each other. And regardless if someone wants to do some crazy off-road stuff or make theirs fast or do whatever, put eyelashes on it and whatever, they're all cool. There's not really like that much of a bash or hate across the whole board. Same thing with two doors. Lifted, lowered, hydros, LS swap, whatever. Hydros. Just throwing that out there. They're all cool with each other. It's not like in the Mustang group where you got one guy's like super racer, he thinks he's a race car, then he gets bashed on by everybody. Or the guy with a V6 that says he can take on anybody from a 40 roll, and then all kinds of other stuff, then popcorn tunes and the two-step tunes, and I got a cold air and a tune, and I'm making 500 horsepower, and no you're not, and they get gapped, but then they only show videos of them racing other V6 Challengers for like 2 seconds. It's like, bah, 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 and then, you know, the thing's over. They didn't know that freaking they're about to just get gapped on the come around on the top end. It's okay, buddy. Yeah, so that's a little bit on that. I'll probably talk a little bit longer than what I should have, but I can talk a lot. So yeah, if you see another two-door Tahoe out there, you got to do that. You got to do something like that. You got to do that. And that's what I was gonna say. Human nature. If you wave at someone, they're gonna wave back. You do a peace sign at someone, they're gonna do a peace sign back. If you do like that to someone, they're gonna do that same shit to you. So if we do that, I think we can make it a thing. We can make it a two-door OBS GMT 400 chassis, whatever you want to call it, thing. And I'll see you guys on the next video.